is up, Gasser Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Aces High Build. After this episode, you'll be caught up to current status. So in this one, I'm going to go over the process of doing the sheet metal interior. We're not completely done with it yet, but we've got most of the panels cut and just kind of rough fitted. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys that and show you guys a little bit of the process and a couple other little things I got going on. And then from here on out, we're about to get the car in the shop and everything will be pretty much real time. So I'll be dropping videos a few days after we're making progress. So stay tuned, check this out, and thanks, guys.
Something like that.
Yeah, so that's that panel will go there. There'll be another one on this side, and there'll be another panel this one will just be flat right in between.
Yes, I think it's going to be straighter up. I'm going to just let it. It's going to lay on top of this lip right here.
Yeah, so it'll just sit in there. So that'd be cool. So yeah, now we'll just transfer this and the mirror of it to the aluminum and start cutting that stuff out. So now we're just transferring the template for the door panel, both side door panels onto the aluminum, and then this is for the back and the corners on the left and right side, partially tubs and down from the package tray. So transfer them on the aluminum and try to be as efficient as we can.
So I need to keep this straight with this edge and this edge sort of horizontal.
Yeah.
Mill finish.
Right, yeah. So that's another consideration with doing all this is this is a mill finish, so we want to try to keep all the grains going in the same direction, which adds another degree of difficulty to it.
What we saying?
59.
59.
How tall is it?
32 and a half when we go to the floor.
25.
24 and a half, because that other piece, goes over it.
Yeah.
24 and a half by what?
Now we're experimenting with pretty much with bead roll patterns. So now that we got this panel cut out, looking at knocking this outer panel, the whole thing will go in, and then raise this center panel back up out of it. Just kind of trying to come up with something to do that looks cool and adds strength to the piece. Yeah, so that's how it would be. So the outer part will go down, and then the center part will pop back up. Going the right way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're going the opposite direction.
No, yeah, go ahead. That's the way to beat it back in the car.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Back this way, just to kind of get So that's just putting that, bending that radius right there on there instead of a sharp bend. Raise it a little bit sharp.
Just hope it fits. This is what my bender won't do. I'm gonna have to just do that by hand.
Yeah.
That's gonna roll up.
Pretty sweet.
Ow! Ow! Look at the meat hanging on that.
Yeah, them things are bad. That looks pretty good.
It could get a little better, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. What about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I had that measure to start with, right there in the corner.
Yeah.
I knew this is gonna hang down.
Yeah, I think probably just that outside corner of it. We might just have to pull it
Which
out
one?
whenever we
Start reeling it, it'll come up. Alright. Done.
Okay, so on these, let me show you how we mark out these. So this is the design that we did on the first one. It's just relatively simple, something that's easy to duplicate, on all the panels. So I just basically use this stick here. It's 2 inches wide. Come in 2 inches from the edges, mark a square, and then you want a radius. So this roll of tape is a pretty good radius for these corners. So I lay that in there, mark my radiuses. So that's the outer. It's gonna sink in. And then I'm taking a smaller, this yardstick's a pretty good width, and I'm just going those lines and going inside of them and marking that again. And then I'll come back with a smaller radius, like this paint can, and we'll do those. And then that panel will be raised back up. So it's something that's pretty simple and doesn't require a whole lot of thought. And it adds some dimension to the panels and makes them look pretty cool. So. I'm making a template for this package tray hat wrap, and figured the best way to do it would just be by rubbing. So with that lip in there, transfer right through to it. All right, so now that we got the rubbing made, I'm gonna trim these out with the scissors and then get it fitting good. So, and then we can go from there. So we're laying out this design, and the problem we ran into is the depth on the roller is not deep enough to be able to do that in the center. So it's either split the piece in half and get these pieces in the center rolled, or I think what we're going to do is just make this all one design. So we're going to get rid of all that stuff in the center and just tie these two straight together, and the roller will do that. And it'll look just as good, honestly, so it's not quite as complicated. All right, so here's where we're at on the sheet metal interior. We've got the back panels pretty much in. Please excuse the lighting; it's kind of dark in the shop right now. But yeah, so this is the gold anodized aluminum, and we did these panels instead of doing your traditional round kind of tubs. We did those panels, and then this panel is going to sink in. It's going to have a bead rolled design on it. And then of course these inner panels, they're sticking up. They're going to sit down further in. Tuck further in once we get them final fitted, and then of course the door panels will be gold and the kick panels will be gold. We've got those cut out, and we just got to figure out the designs and stuff for those. And then these little spots here, that's where the roll bar, the down bars are going to go through right there. So oh yeah, and then the little package tray, we got the little design rolled in it. But yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. And also we started making templates for the back. We should have enough gold to do the trunk area as well. So we cut out the floor back here, and hopefully we'll have enough gold to do all this. If not, some of it might be just regular mill finished aluminum, which will be fine too. So, and of course another thing on the list is the firewall. So once we get the interior panels kind of finished up and all rough fitting and everything like that, we'll move on to the firewall. And another piece I was looking at is headers. A buddy of ours gave me these. They're like a set of Hooker Chevy 2 fender well headers. I can make them fit, but I really want to run a bigger tube than this. So right now I think the plan for that is to still build a set. Just kind of depending on what our time looks like. I know Speedway makes some fender well headers for a Tri-5 that are pretty cheap. But I'm really afraid that they're not gonna fit quite as well, and I would hate to order a set of chrome ones of those and end up having to cut them up too. So yeah, that's another thing I'm kind of thinking about, trying to get a game plan on, as far as maybe building a set of stainless headers that I can polish, and then they'll be with the car forever. So and I'll be done with that. It'll really just kind of come down to time and see what my deadline's looking like. But yeah, guys, so that's the interior. I'm super stoked on it. It's looking really killer. Dad's been doing a great job with that, and that gold just pops so well. Like, it's gonna be really sweet. Like I said, we got some designs to come up with and B-roll. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in on this episode. I hope you enjoyed the sheet metal stuff, and kind of following along with that process on how we do that with the bead rolling and everything. Got a lot more stuff coming at you. Like I said, we're about to get the car in the shop and really start rocking and rolling on it. So I'll be rolling out more videos. I got some other videos coming too, and just some random stuff. The world is still crazy. We're still quarantined. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we're really kind of trying to take precautions as far as, this thing is serious, and we'll get through this together, and we'll eventually get to a racing season, and hopefully I'll have this car ready. So stay tuned. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you next time.